This week's resto tip, we're going to show you about deck lid and hood panel movement and problems that are associated. Now, this is not being built back to a 100% stock vehicle, so we can do some of these things, but this 55 Packard was built with many, as you can see, relief cutouts in the back of the trunk, and Bob has some panels taped in there of which we're going to weld up. You can take a look and see how much it flexes right now, Bob. You can see just by a little tweaking, you can see that thing has so many cutouts that it's not going to fit good down around all the edges and the corners, and if the customer would ever push it down and close it over on one side, it could tweak it. So Bob's going to weld those up, and we're going to stiffen up this deck lid some to get it to do what we tell it to do. As you can see, as the panels fitted, and he's getting ready to tack them in, he sandblasted the edges so he'd get a good tack on them. You can see the frosted on the edge. He's going to tack them in, and we'll epoxy the rest of it when we get done, but we'll show you how stiff the trunk lid is when we get done. As you can see, we have the deck lid in place, fitting with a 3/16 gap, and it's closed, and Bob is actually inside the trunk tack welding those panels in place. Now, the reason for that is because with the deck lid fitting, you tack it. If you were to tack it with the deck lid up or off the car, it would not be in place and it would not fit afterwards. So it's very crucial that you do it. And when he gets done tacking it, we'll check it out. Look at the 55 Packard, and the inserts have been all tack welded in, and we can show you how much this deck lid is now stiffened up as Shannon rotates it back and forth. And we'll get a little close-up, and you can see that the only movement now is in the hinge itself, is the weak link. It's in the hinge. As you can see, we got them all tacked in. Makes a big difference. Stiffens it right up, and now that the deck lid will close nice on a regular basis and give us a nice fit without worrying about the edges hitting the quarter panel and chipping the paint like it did in the past, the way Packard built it. So there you go, this week's tip.